Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the vetting for CS nominees in various ministries started yesterday in the morning, starting by Muturi Mudavadi, Aden Duale, and the others followed. The Azimio Umoja in the beginning had distanced themselves from that vetting process. In their own wisdom, they had decided that they are going to allow William Ruto to do whatever he wants to do in this country. But again, they made a U-turn and decided to be part of the vetting committee. To me, the first decision of Azimio Umoja was wrong. And the move to accept being part of the vetting committee was something that I agree with them. The U-turn decision was the best. But distancing themselves from that activity, it simply means that they are refusing to do that which the electorate wanted for them to go and do. Of course, we have been talking here about Railaodinga, and I'm one of the people who feel that Raila should take a break. But then that does not mean that the Azimio members of parliament should also take a break. Let Raila take a break as of now, relax, and the other things will follow later. But then the foot soldiers should do their job outside the parliament and then inside the parliament. Remember, in the old constitution, we had the government side and the opposition side. This time round, we just have the minority and the majority side, but they have a single role to oversight the executive, then make the law and the policies. Check on policy implementation where necessary. But what we understand in every information that we have had, of course, this constitution has been at place for about 10 years now, yes? And we understand the majority side, of course, which mainly comes from the government side, have been seemingly always worked as a puppet of the executive. And therefore, those who are in the minority side, which believe to be the team maybe which did not win election, because mainly even ufanyika, hata kama wamepoteza wao wananunua watu vile Ruto amefanya hivyo. So the minority side are left with this role of oversighting the government, pointing out the mistakes from the government. And let me ask you a question here. If the Azimio's member of parliament were not part of this vetting process, would we know or be reminded about some of the questionable characters among the CS nominees who went through vetting? Because by Azimio MPs being part of this vetting process, they tried to expose out some of the questionable issues around these leaders. Now let's hear wakiuliza Duale, how is he going to behave as a CS for defense? Because amekuwa ni mtu wa mdomo most of the time. Is he going to leak out the serious secret of the government, of the army? And Duale responded to that question. There were questions they asked Muturi about his wealth. In 1 year time, your wealth has doubled. The question they're asking Alfred Mutua about his net worth. He's saying 400 million. But then if you check on the properties he's having, it is more than that. And then the issue from Muturi Mudavadi, mambo ya rent, mambo ya golden bank, they asked those questions. It was very important. If these Azimio members of parliament were not part of that team, this question would have not come out. So oversight role should not be ignored. They need to play their part. In fact, Now people are talking about Junet Mohammed. People are talking about serious people who asked serious questions. And Junet Mohammed is one of these people who did good job. So we are going to wait and see how the vetting will go on, but I know I want to do analysis on Alfred Mutua and of course JB Muturi, and if possible Aden Duale, separate videos. But I want to leave you here with the video. You listen to some of the questions that Azimio la Umoja were asking the CS nominees and how they were responding to those questions. I have combined those questions, the ones I feel that were making sense. So I wanted to listen to the questions and how they were responding. And in my own view, I feel that Azimio members of parliament need to play their role. If they will not do that, then they are failing the people who voted for them. There's a reason why they were voted for, either to form government or if they are even on the minority side, they have a role to play. I'm not part of the team that is saying, oh, they should leave Ruto to do his things. My friend, Ruto will fail this country if he is not checkmate. If no one will question Ruto, we will not have a country. But if they will make this noise here, then Ruto will have some worries, and he will understand that there are people who are also telling the electorate exactly what is happening. And that's why even some of us, we are here to analyze some of the things Ruto is talking about. When he comes and lies, we come and tell you he lied here. When they get it right, we tell you he's right on this. Thank you. Watch to the end and then leave us with your comment.
If you own that hotel alone, the way you are saying by a nominee, and you are saying you are worth 420 million only, ndugu yangu, I know this is a period people want to be poor because it's hustler time. Don't fear being rich. Just tell us how much you are. With that hotel, you cannot be 420. You cannot. That I've refused. You cannot.
You are being accused of having fraudulently acquired property in Woodley Estate, in Nairobi. Property that belonged to the public. A property that was under the care of the Nairobi County Council then. Today, we pay rent to the county government of Nairobi. At no time has that property ever been transferred. I want to put it on record here that the ethics or the Kenya anti-corruption body at that time went on a tangent that they had not verified the facts. I ended up also seeking legal redress for defamation on their part and for them having given out misleading information. Mr. Speaker and Mr. Chairman, as we speak today, the same property belongs to the county government of Nairobi and we pay rent. I will not be paying rent for a property that is personally mine. And therefore I was not involved in any land grabbing whatsoever.
Tell the nominee that he is very good in politics, but as you know that in this presidential system now, in the event that is vetted by this committee and passed by the National Assembly, shall we be seeing him again politicking in funerals, in Harambee places, or he will resort back, or he's going to perpetuate the bad manners of the previous CSS who were politicking outside, and people have been complaining about that, or he's going to confine himself to the ministry, or he's going to give me problems in the mosque now politicking, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman.
Chair, I wanted to ask the nominee that the docket that she has been nominated for is a docket that requires its services all over the country. Water is essential and water is required all over the country. So I wanted to ask her, to ask the nominee, How well does she know Kenya, outside Kandara and outside Siakago Girls High School? What is her grasp of the country? Does she know outside Kandara how the country looks like?
Junet Mohammed, Mheshimiwa Junet Mohammed, you are asking whether, other than Kandara, I know any other part of the country.